have a couple of stories that I want to talk to you about today. Personal experience that for the first time uh, I'll be talking about to the world. The things that I'm going to talk about today are totally truth. I stand behind it 100%. And this is the first time that I'll speak about it to the public. About 6-7 years ago, here in the U.S., I woke up in the middle of the woods, and I thought I was sleepwalking again. But I was far away from my home, very far. I had that feeling in me. The awkward thing is that I was facing up, looking at the top of the trees, and all I can hear is the sound of the wind hitting the leaves of the trees. But I'm moving at the same time, and I can't move my body though. So I look up to my right, and I see a little alien gray. Then I look to my left, and there's another alien gray. And above my head, really facing upwards, laying on nothing, just air. I was floating. As there's another alien gray, but this one looked like he was the one ahead of the three of them. He had a long jacket. That one that looks like from Neo from the Matrix, the movie Matrix. It looked like the jacket like that. And he had an emblem right in his chest, a red emblem. And he had like a notepad or a clipboard, something like that, on his hand. It wasn't a clipboard as we know it. It was something that it looked like. It had the shape of it. It was something electronic, something that he had in his hand. To all this, I was floating in the air, facing upwards, and the only thing I can move is, like I said, my head and my eyes, and I can see the shining ship, metallic disc shape. And when they were taking me inside of the ship, it was huge. It was like silver metallic, and it had a ramp. So they took me up the ramp, and they left the door open. It wasn't closed, and there was a long hallway, and this hallway had like rooms, and in each of those rooms they had animals that I've never seen before, or creatures, and some of them like were exotic creature, like very colorful, and other ones like, you know, prehistoric creatures. But at the end of the hall, there was one door. These doors didn't have any door whatsoever. It was just an opening of a room, the frame of a door, but whatever was inside of that room, it couldn't come out at all. It was like some sort of invisible shield that it was it wouldn't let them come out. And at the end of this hallway, for the first time in my life, I see a Yeti. And this thing was so big. I uh, I I'll dare say that he was probably about 7 feet tall, and it was all muscles and hair. Um, when he looked at me, he got really angry, and he banged the walls of the ship so hard that the ship, it sounded all. It was like a very deep echo, and he yelled or screamed really hard with anger, like if I was guilty of something or he hated me for some reason. And the alien gray that had the black jacket or cape, I won't say cape, let's say black jacket, moved his hand in front of the Yeti, and he turned his back towards us and moved away. I can remember the Yeti with very good details because it really did scare me. You can see the long hair on his body and his big black eyes, and his nose was like that of a black nose, and he had huge arms and hands. It was like some people describes it. So they put me in like right in the center of the ship. They had this they had a metallic table, and they laid me right there, and it was cold. When they led me down, immediately, for some reason, I got up, sitting down position, and I grabbed one of the little gray's hand. I was really angry. I was really angry because I knew they did this before, and I was fed up with it. I think I lost fear. And when I grabbed his hand, or his arm, he yelled like of fear, like I was hurting him. And the gray alien with the black jacket, he put his hand in my forehead and paralyzed me, and he led me back again to the table. And when he did that, they took a very long needle, really long needle, and they started poking me with this needle in different parts of the body. And it really hurt. It did hurt. I felt it. And all of a sudden, I wake up in my bed in pain. So I said to myself, what the heck happened? I got off from bed, went to the bathroom, and right there I could see all the scars in my head and some parts of the body from the needle they stuck on me. I felt like I was violated, pride from myself. I felt really bad in all aspects. And I didn't want to talk to anyone, to anybody. I was locked in my room for weeks. My girlfriend at the time didn't know what was going on with me. So I told her. She was the only person I could talk to about this. She didn't say a word. And I left it at that. I never touched the subject again. And that one was the experience I had with the alien greys. After that, 7 years later, I'll say 6 years later, my health wasn't doing good ever since that happened to me. And I was dying. I was of the risk of a heart attack. And I went to the doctor several times, and he said that I needed to lose weight. And I wasn't feeling well at all. So one day I went to a store, and I went to check out the firearms they had in the store, and I touched one of the firearms. And right at that moment when I touched the firearm, I felt something weird in my body. So I said to my girlfriend, let's go home. And when I went out the store, I can feel different. So when I got home, I got into my computer and to check out things and email and stuff like that. It was summertime, so I went to turn on the air conditioning. It was about 9 o'clock at night. And when I did that, right at the moment I hit the switch of the air conditioning, I could feel my body shaking. I said, whoa, what the heck is going on? This is the first time I feel this. So I sat back down again to my computer and checking on things, and I started feeling weird. So I went to the bathroom, took a shower, and while I was in the shower showering, I started shaking, hot and cold. I couldn't control it. So at that moment, I turned off the computer, went to bed, and I told my girlfriend that I wasn't feeling well. She asked me what's going on. I said, well, I'm feeling hot and cold at the same time. I got goosebumps and shaking. And I couldn't sleep. Not until several hours later. And finally I got to sleep, and oh boy, I was like this for several weeks. I was very ill. So I went to the hospital. The doctor associated my illness with the flu, but they weren't certain about what I had. So they gave me some Tylenols just to keep the fever down. The doctor told me there was unknown. I probably had a virus or something. It was unknown. And I went home just with Tylenol. And I was there at home for weeks, sick. Until one day, girlfriend went to work. I stood home. I was all sick. And something picked me up from my bed and took me through the window. Everything was locked.